Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Chibundifnaya Jennifer Jackson. I'm a YouTuber based in Cologne, Germany. Guys, if you are my old subscriber, you would know I relocated from Nigeria to Germany. My husband is a German citizen. He based here, so obviously I have to be with him, so I moved to Germany. I moved to Germany sometime January, and that was the reason why I've not been here for almost 4 months ago. So guys, these 4 months I've been using it to put things together, to get myself fitted with the system of the country and a whole lot of things. So that's why I've been scarce here, but I'm so happy to be back. So guys, today we are going to be talking about reunion visa. That's the particular visa that I came here with. That's Germany reunion visa. Germany reunion visa. So I'm going to talk about Germany reunion visa. If you know someone, or if you are interested, or you have a partner, or you have mom, you have your dad here in Germany, I will break down the visa procedures for you and every bit of things you will go through before getting your visa. And that's exactly what I went through, and I'll be using my own experience for example, but I will also add things you need to know. Has that been said, let's go right into the video. Guys, the first thing you need to know or you need to do before getting the first thing you need to know before getting your German visa or before preparing for your German visa process, one, you need to know whether the applicant you need to know whether you are eligible for the reunion visa. And how you would know whether you are eligible for the visa is your spouse or your parents must be a German citizen. Okay, not just must. A German citizen, a German resident permit holder, EU permit holder, a student resident permit holder. So you need to have any of these. Your spouse needs to have any of these before you know you are eligible for this reunification visa. And also you need to make sure you are above 18, because there are some cases where you are not above 18, and when you are on the process of the visa, you're being called back and asked you to wait till you past 18 years. So you need to make sure you are above 18. So as that being said, I'm going to move right over to things you need to put, documents you need to put in check before applying for German reunification visa. Such documents are mostly, I'm going to be talking mostly about people that their spouse are inviting over, like spouse visa. I'm going to be talking based on that. So your requirements should be 2 fully filled visa application form, then 2 questionnaires. I will drop the link below where you would see the requirements by yourself. Then signed declaration of section 54, yeah, German law. So I will also put the link below where you can find the declaration for section 54 law, German law. Then your spouse passport, your own personal international passport, and also 2 copies of, in fact, all the documents you'll be submitting, you should photocopy 2 copies of each document. So all the document that I'm going to list for you, make sure you photocopy too, because you are going to be submitting them at the embassy. So I've already mentioned your spouse passport, then your spouse data page. If your spouse is a German citizen, you should get his or her German passport data page. Then also, if he's a resident permit holder, you should get his resident permit card or book or whatever. You also get it and photocopy. Next, your marriage certificate. You need to have a marriage certificate, court marriage certificate, not church own. Your marriage certificate. Anyway, some church gives those marriage certificate that court gives now. So your marriage certificate. If your spouse is previously married and divorced, you should get your divorce certificate. You get, and also your birth certificate. You get your birth certificate. If you have that national population blah 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 birth certificate, it will be preferable. Then you get affidavits of marital status. That's what it's being called, affidavits of marital status. You get it. That particular affidavit is your mom or your dad would help you get that affidavit, like they would get the affidavit on your behalf. Then you get up-to-date proof of spouse living in Germany. It's called Meldenbescheinigung. I don't know whether I pronounced it right. Meldenbescheinigung. That's up-to-date proof of spouse living in Germany. Then also, you get any of your school documents, your WAEC, degree if you're educated, your degree, all of your school certificates. Then you can also get your old picture, you and your spouse, previous pictures, like old pictures, like wedding pictures, trad pictures, any other family pictures that you have that you and your spouse is in. Then also, if you are going to travel with your child, you can also get your child's birth certificate and affidavits declaring he's your child or she's your child. Then you also get a proof of knowledge, German knowledge, that's A1 certificate of German language. Then you also get a courier envelope for your documents when they will be sending it back for you. So a special notice: if you have done change of name and your passport is not carrying that your spouse name that you change, no need of submitting that change of name. Submit your old name since you haven't changed your passport. I don't know, but I guess that should be. But if you have any question about this particular thing I mentioned, you can write it in the comment section below. Then I will drop the link for the requirements, so you can just click and get all the requirements yourself, apart from the one I just said orally. So moving to the process. So when you have made sure that you have all these requirements, and maybe you can get all these requirements, then you can move straight to registering for appointments, like applying for appointment. Because in German reunion visa, appointment takes like a year to get an appointment. It takes like a year to get an appointment. For example, if you apply today, just know a week today, you will get an email telling you your main appointment date. So you need to apply on time so you can get appointment on time. That's a year later. So for me, I would advise, once you know you are planning to get a reunion visa, firstly you get your passport, then apply for appointment, then you start getting all those requirements together. You understand? So by the time you have applied, time will be going while you get all those documents together. Then when you have already applied for appointment, then you can go straight for German school, German language school. If you have already gone for the school, you start preparing for your exam. So the school can take like 6 months or more for you to at least know the language and would able to write exam. And the passing score for the German exam is 60. Am I right? Yeah, 60. So you need to score 60 and above for you to pass the German A1 exam. So once all these things are ready and your appointment date has approached, you go with all those documents, go for your appointment. So when is your turn, you would enter the appointment room. They'll ask you questions about your spouse. Such questions is what you've known already because it's about you and your spouse. So they might ask you something like, when did you meet your husband? Where did you meet your husband? How did your husband propose to you? And a whole lot of questions. Then they might ask you to introduce yourself in German language, and that's with it. So most people, they don't ask them long questions. They might just take their documents and input in the system, and they will ask them to go. Then you need to pay for your German visa processing fee. So if your husband is a German citizen, you won't pay for visa fee. But if your husband is a resident permit holder or any other permit holder, you will pay for the visa fee. And also, in this kind of visa process, it has something they call verification. A lawyer have to verify your documents before the German embassy approves it and sends it over to foreign office here in Germany. So your documents must be verified. So you need to pay one amount of 150,000 for your document verification fee, and you are going to pay it right at the embassy. So I must advise you, make sure the money is being changed to 500 naira or so because they can't give you change or maybe balance you. So change the money so you have the exact money with you. So the visa fee is about 75 euro for an adult, and for a child is 37 euro 50 cents for a child, for children. So that should be around 75 euro should be around 30 something thousand for an adult. So you're going to go with the exact amount of that something thousand and 150,000 for the verification fee. So after the submission at the embassy, you would when you get home 2 weeks later or so, some people a month later, your lawyer would communicate with you and start the verification. Some people, their verification lasts for 3 months. Once where they are verifying is a very nearby city, like if everything, all your documents is from Lagos, I think your verification will take such a long time. So but normally verification takes like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even 6. Like mine take like 6 months. So after the verification, they're going to contact you to let you know that your verification is done, and if they need any other documents from you, they are going to request for the document also. So once they tell you that your verification is true, then they are going to tell you what's next. Maybe they are waiting for the foreign office here for them to give them feedback, and or maybe them calling you to bring your passport, because they are going to give you back your passport after you must have gone for your submission. They're going to give you back your passport. So if everything is done, if the foreign office here have already approved it, they would call you to bring your passport. But before then, bear it in mind that the foreign office where your husband is will call him to submit some documents. If you have a child, they will ask him to bring his I'm sure they will check his apartment to know whether it can accommodate a child. If not, you have to get a new apartment that has enough room for your child. And also they will ask your husband to submit his, or maybe your spouse to submit his or her bank statement and the proof of, like, to show that he or she is working and the amount he's earning, and the bank statement. They will ask him to submit that, and after all the verification over there, then they will now report to the embassy. Then the embassy will now call you. But some cases, they don't request for all of those documents from your husband or from your spouse over there. If your spouse is a citizen, they don't request for any documents from him, obviously. The only thing they might request for him is his personal ausweis, that's personal identity card. Some some cities wouldn't even request for the personal ausweis, while some cities request for those personal ausweis. So also, if your husband is a German citizen, whether he or she is working, if your spouse is a German citizen, whether he or she is working or not, he can bring you over. So he doesn't need a job to bring his spouse or her spouse over once he's a German citizen. So there's few benefits of being your spouse being a citizen, you understand. So when all those things are being done, then they will send you a mail and ask you to bring your passport and a travel insurance, and also you should pick a date not earlier than a week of you getting their mail. So you put your date in writing, then your travel insurance, and send to them. Then they will now send all your documents back to you with your visa stamped and the travel insurance you gave them. They'll send everything back to you, and you are good to go. You are good to travel. So guys, that will be the end of this video. If you have any other question, or maybe you feel like you need to know about something I didn't mention or something I mentioned here, please drop your comments at the comment section below. Then if you like this video, if you find what I said here really interesting, and you find solution with all the things I've mentioned here, you can give me a thumbs up, just a thumbs up. You can like the video, subscribe, and also comment. You can tell me you like the video. It's not bad if you mention that. If you don't, it's not bad if you tell me how you enjoyed this video, you get. So you can comment and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching this video. See you on the next video. Bye. Love you guys.